I'm Ben, and most of you probably know me as a musician. But I also paid my dues as a national youth swimmer, and I'm happily retired. Right now, I am neither playing music nor swimming. Instead, I am getting involved in an arms race. Not these arms. Literal arms. In this series on unusual sports, I'm taking part in an activity that's gripping a growing number of Singaporean enthusiasts. Is it all just testosterone and ego? And am I game enough for arm wrestling?
Bro, 15 inches?
Yeah, man, 15 inches.
Your bicep is 15 inches?
Yes!
Oh, that's a big bicep, man!
This guy with the 15-inch bicep is Valen Low, founder and president of the Singapore Arm Wrestling Society.
Do you know what they say about guys with big biceps?
What did it say?
Big shirts.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling isn't a sport recognized by the Singapore Sports Authority, hence no funding and no awareness. But that hasn't stopped over 100 members from joining the society Valen has set up.
Pose you this question.
Pose it to me.
If I brought Dwayne Johnson,
Dwayne Johnson. I think I will beat him. Easy, easy.
Valen is the top arm wrestler in Southeast Asia. He's competed in professional championships all around the world, clinching this in Australia and this in Japan, and came in second in this.
For me, I train specifically for the sport of arm wrestling. Dwayne Johnson doesn't train for arm wrestling. You can bench like 200 kgs. Doesn't mean you're strong in arm wrestling.
Right.
Valen's latest goal post-COVID is to conquer the over-the-top arm wrestling competition in Australia, one of over 100 arm wrestling tournaments around the world. But right now, he's got an even bigger challenge on hand, turning me into an arm wrestler? But first, the rules.
You need to compete in a specific weight class. You need to keep your non-competing hand on the peg while arm wrestling. Keep your competing elbow on the pad while arm wrestling or you'll get a foul. The referee must be able to see your thumb knuckles before the ready go. Don't you dare start before the referee says ready go. The first hand that touches the pin pad loses the match. You use two hands, I'm going to use one hand.
And you're still gonna beat me.
I'm going to beat you.
On your time, bro. I give you a chance.
Get the other hand here. Alright? Ready, go. Go. More.
I'm going.
Go.
I'm going right now.
More. Give me more.
I'm giving you more! Wait, how? How do you do that?
You know, arm wrestling is not all about strength. There's technique involved as well.
What's wrong with my technique right now? What am I doing wrong?
Come closer.
Okay.
Stick to the table. Instead of pushing here, pull backwards towards yourself.
Okay. To gain the upper hand, you want to pull your opponent's hand towards your body. Your biceps, your chest, your core, and even your legs, all these muscle groups must be brought to bear in arm wrestling. 2 rounds of arm wrestling with Valen is all I can manage. A bruised ego aside, my wrist, forearms, and well, my whole arm is aching. I've scheduled another session 2 days later, and this time, we're getting technical.
I'll teach you the 3 techniques that can make you better in arm wrestling. I'll show you a top row.
Top row.
Top row.
Okay.
You want to grip up high on the opponent. You want to go towards yourself. Bring it in. Bring it in. Lean back, lean back, lean back, and drag at the same time.
Ah, okay.
Now I'm going to show you the hook.
The hook.
Okay.
So the hook, so you're cupping your wrist in like this. Shoulders coming forward first.
Okay.
Gaining this position. You see now it's like a hook shape.
Yeah.
From here you go drag here. The third technique will be the press. I'm coming in, supinating, coming downwards, pressing down here.
Oh. It's almost like you're taking the side of your palm as a chopping knife.
Yes.
All right, go.
I'm going inside and I'm pressing. Remember to lock your elbows. Wrist flexion, you go.
Okay, so With these three techniques, can I basically beat anybody?
Just random people off the streets, general population, probably can beat them.
Have you challenged random people off the streets?
We used to host challenges around Boot Key to challenge random people to spark more interest and awareness for arm wrestling as well.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yep, that's how Valen and other arm wrestlers used to spend their weekends pre-COVID. The pandemic brought these challenge sessions to an end. But as COVID restrictions get lifted, Valen's hoping to bring it back. He's going to bring me back to Boat Key 12 days from now, and I'm going to have to challenge and beat 3 people he picks off the street.
I don't know if I can beat 3 people in a row.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you everything that I do.
Come on, Stella, let's go, bro!
So I first got to know arm wrestling by watching an inappropriate amount of videos on YouTube in secondary school.
Truth is, arm wrestling goes back way further than that.
As far back as the time of ancient Egyptians. Murals of a fight hall depicting different acts of fighting were found in a tomb that dates back to 2000 BC. Arm wrestling was one of the fight forms being honored. Others believe that the sport could have evolved from wrestling in ancient Greece between 700 and 480 BC. But it wasn't until the 1950s that arm wrestling had its first official tournament in the States, which, by the way, was called wrist wrestling back in the day. It became such a spectacle that a world championship was organized in 1962 with 12 nations taking part. But I wonder, did Singapore have an arm wrestling scene back then as well?
Valen's brought me to the heart of Geylang. I'm not sure why. All I know is it's always a surprise of this guy. Hey! I'm ready to practice my arm wrestling, and you've brought me to Gay World Hotel. What's going on?
Yeah, this Gay World Hotel here used to be hip back in the days. They used to host arm wrestling competitions, and that's where it became really popular.
This was back in the 80s and 90s, with competitions sponsored by Malayan breweries. But it was seen as mostly a novelty, and arm wrestling never got much recognition as a sport. Interest waned until it was revived in the late 2000s when Shinmin Daily News started holding annual competitions. Their goal? Promote camaraderie in the heartlands. Valen took part in those contests, including the final one held in 2016.
How did it feel to compete in that tournament?
Yeah, it was like the Wild Wild West, you know, because you're arm wrestling with more amateurs, they don't follow rules. Qualifiers was like held at coffee shops. My finals was at a bus interchange.
With no proper infrastructure or coaching for arm wrestling in Singapore, enthusiasts like Valen and Tay Jia-jun had to figure out everything for themselves, from training to nutrition.
How did you guys meet?
I just saw him on Facebook and they say, hey, that guy quite muscular. Why not try arm wrestling? So I PM him on Facebook.
Back then we were like 16 years old, I think. So after I met him, then I realized that arm wrestling, they have a legit table that you arm wrestle in. Like it's a legit sport lah. We had the vision. If you want to grow the sport here, we need progression, we need more people, we need to be organized. So then we actually started a committee.
Together, they founded the Singapore Arm Wrestling Society in 2010, with 5 out of the over 100 members dedicated to competing internationally.
So now that you are in competition season, what does your daily diet look like?
If let's say I have to make a specific weight class, right?
Right.
I will weigh out my food.
Right.
So if let's say I'm competing 63 and I'm around 66, 67, right? That means I need to lose a little bit of fat.
Sometimes you have to go sauna or like running, skipping to sweat it out. At some point we almost like faint.
It's very risky, yeah.
Athletes shed excess kilograms to stay at a lower weight class. If not, they'd have to face bigger and stronger opponents.
I heard that at the end of these 2 weeks, you have something that you would like to accomplish. I'll make sure your hand becomes much stronger, that you feel like a real big man.
I'm ready to become a real big man. Daddy.
Okay, I'll be taking over to be your trainer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's talk more action. But we're training here?
Alright, so if we're trying to be arm wrestlers, why are we in a bouldering gym?
In bouldering, right, the foundation is actually your fingers and hands. So in arm wrestling, it's also about fingers and your forearms and your wrists.
Bouldering helps to strengthen the forearms, wrists, and fingers, all important tools in arm wrestling.
It's so hard, my goodness.
Training with me today is Lucas, a newbie to the sport like me. He joined the Arm Wrestling Society just a month ago. And he's actually someone I never expected to take part in the sport.
I'm actually a sommelier. So I always felt that I'm weak. So this year I made a commitment for myself. I want to increase my upper body strength. And the more I found, the more I love it.
What is an average lifespan of an arm wrestler?
At least 20 years.
Wow.
It's one of the sports that has very long longevity. The arm wrestlers, they get stronger through age. When you age, right, your tendons stiffen, they grow thicker, and tendons takes a longer time to build. Hang both of your hands on that. Wow, tough really. Whew. Okay guys, come. Now I'm going to see your body position. You should be pressing your body against the table. When you're arm wrestling your right arm, always have your right leg forward. Okay. Ready, go? Right now, both of you are just using your arm. When you throw a punch, your energy comes from the leg, the body, not just your hand. So you have to be fast and explosive. Okay, now I want you guys to apply whatever I've taught you.
Alright, here we go.
Ready, go. Okay, lean back and pull to yourself.
I'm not getting this right.
He's taking your wrist away.
Woo!
Okay, stop. I can see that you are stronger in terms of muscles.
Oh man!
But his technique is better.
Technique's better.
Yeah.
So clearly I have some stuff to work on, mainly technique.
This is my second week of training, and right now I still haven't got a grasp on the techniques. Can't say I'm feeling confident for my final challenge, where I have to take on 3 random people. It's 5 days before my challenge. To inspire me, Valen's invited me to his house. He's got something to show me.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me, man. I'll show you around.
Turns out Valen has dedicated his parents' living room to his sport of choice.
How much would you say you've spent in total on let's say, arm wrestling gear every year?
About $1,000.
1,000-ish.
Yeah. If you like buy arm wrestling tables like from Europe, the table can cost like $1,400 or $1,500 when you ship it to Singapore.
Can an arm wrestler, an avid arm wrestler, make it alone on just prize money?
Like in Singapore, impossible.
Impossible.
It can be like a few $1,000s only. And that's if you win.
Let's say globally, how do professional arm wrestlers make a living?
Okay, actually most of them, they have a day job. Only certain countries, right, is funded by government.
Wow. Is this the only thing you do?
My main job, I'm a personal trainer. If I don't have my clients, right, I'm dead. So basically, they're like helping a man keep his passion alive.
Valen spends about 30 to 40% of his income as a personal trainer to fund his arm wrestling endeavors. That covers his training, diet, and travel expenses.
Cup in a little bit, Try one more. After my O-levels, I competed overseas, my first competition. I just decided to go.
You were 16?
Yeah, I was 16.
And how did you do?
I lost, I got knocked out in the quarterfinals for that competition.
Okay.
But that sparked like the fire.
Yeah.
When I go all in, it's do or die for me. If you don't have that mindset, you'll be like withered out.
And on that note, I really want to speak to your parents. How was he as a young boy?
細好肥啦，不過佢都有力啦，唔係冇力。你細細個，佢話俾佢有力，唔可以俾人哋蝦佢啊。
So what was it like when he first started arm wrestling?
He was caught by the teacher, and then of course the teacher was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then the teacher actually called my mom.
Were you supportive?
When he go overseas like 16 years old, go overseas Malaysia challenge, you also must sponsor.
Oh, so you paid for his trip?
Yeah, then
For the
you-
start.
你冇女俾佢，陣間去打場啊？
Who did that little cabinet?
I think my father bought the cabinet and stored all the trophies.
Are you proud of Valen?
我好開心啦，自己個仔咁樣。
So coming from a sport like swimming, which has, naturally a lot more popularity, media attention, and funding, and a lot more corporate sponsorships, and then looking at a sport like arm wrestling, it's really impressive what Valen is doing, pushing the sport both on these shores and overseas, and as well as funding his own competitions. I'm really inspired by what he's doing and his passion, and I really hope to be able to do him proud come competition time. So, fingers crossed.
This is where Valen practices with members from the Arm Wrestling Society at the Void Deck. And I'm here for one more training session before my final challenge.
Now I'm going to officiate a match. I'm going to call Ready Go and you observe what they will do. Ready Go!
There was a lot of grunting and there's intimidation going on as well.
The body posture and their presence is quite important to intimidate their opponent.
Sure.
Psych themselves up.
Oh, so intense.
Yeah, so take a break.
It's my time to shine.
Okay, so I want you guys to intimidate each other on the arm wrestling table. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, if I was in a real match, that would freak me out, dude.
When you do like a loud shout and from your abdomen, you actually release your energy.
I guess it's true, since research conducted by the University of Hawaii shows that shouting can trigger a rush of adrenaline, which gives you a boost of strength.
So why not you try it with Jiaxin? First round, you don't shout and you arm wrestle. Second round, you try shouting, see if it gives you more power.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Ready, go!
Okay.
Okay, try. Come go.
I'm trying. This is my best. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about all I have. Felt like I was trying to push a brick wall.
You know you gotta imagine like someone gonna kill you.
Ready?
Okay, shout up. Ready,
Yeah.
go!
Wow. Hey,
that's
you became stronger.
very stronger.
Like legitly,
More
you became
aggressive.
stronger. It's like in that split second, you didn't care how strong I was. You just want to
Oh, I didn't care like how loud I was as well.
open up your arm, drag,
Stay closer, even closer.
just like this. Alright, yes, like this.
Okay, so Ben,
Yeah.
are you ready to take on the mean and bad streets of Singapore?
I'm a bit nervous to be honest, but I can put up a good fight.
And now, it is time for my final challenge. Just like how the arm wrestlers used to take on people on the streets of Boat Quay, it's exactly what I will be doing.
Okay, any advice?
Remember what I said the last time?
Shouting.
Are you ready to destroy the challenges?
Yes!
Let's do it!
Destroy! Yeah! Let's go! Oh, this way, sorry, this way.
Valen will be picking my opponents randomly off the streets.
How about that guy over there?
No, cannot.
Okay, maybe over that one? I think can or that one?
Hey man, sorry to bother you. We're doing a little arm wrestling competition. You down?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Thanks.
sure.
Alright, I'll explain the rules.
To make sure I last 3 rounds, I'll take on my first competitor with my left arm.
Okay, well, guys, only start when I say ready, go. Ready, go!
Winner. More like die loser! Loser! I take it back. Sorry, bro.
Go for the down body. You open up and go all the way down.
Yes, stop.
Yeah! Well done, bro. Well done. It's a very strong grip.
He has very strong wrists and fingers. However, you have applied what we have taught you, right?
It hit me that like, if you knew just like 50% of what I knew, I would have been toast already.
I can't believe I just won my first match. On to challenger number 2, this time using my right arm.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello. Listen, we are doing a little arm wrestling competition. I'm wondering if any of you gentlemen would like to...
Okay, I'll do it.
You do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, wrist straight, Keep your eyes here. All right. Yeah. Ready, go! Careful, careful. Yep. Backwards.
Woo, this guy's really strong.
Look at the arm.
This guy's super strong.
No
He is
leverage.
super strong.
Clamping down.
Right,
Clamping down.
He's massive. Okay, I'm gonna let go. Oh, well done. Good job, man. Good job, dude. Woo!
Now that I'm all tied, it all hinges on this one last match. And Valen has decided to throw me a curveball.
So the last competitor is Lucas, who destroyed you the last time.
I remember those glasses anywhere. Yeah, huh? Yo, I know you're the wine guy, but after this, you'll be whining, bro.
Come guys, get a grip, man. Here a bit. Yes.
That's right.
Wrist.
Cheater.
Ready, go!
Oh!
Aye! Aye! Okay, stop.
Shouting was right.
Shouting really works, Shouting really works.
Really improved a lot since last I meet you.
Well done. Good match. What an amazing 2 weeks. I think my biggest takeaway was how much you can get really obsessed with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm obsessed for about 11 years already. We hope more people join arm wrestling in the future.
Before this, I thought arm wrestling was just about male ego and testosterone, but boy, was I proven wrong, you know? It's almost like a dance, it's like a tango. It's about learning your opponent's habits, it's about countering. I think my other takeaway is just looking at how passionate these guys are about a sport that doesn't get a lot of recognition, just for a moment in that year where they could win or lose. So really hats off to them.